Yes, everyone, what's going on? This is the Patreon podcast. Thank you guys for the support. I know it's been an absolute hectic month with going to Australia and Singapore and all that kind of caper, but we are back with the questions, and I've kind of already seen Matt's. Will I answer Matt's? No, because they need their own fucking podcast to answer them, and there's no question to him, is there? If Matt's got a proper question, I'm going to answer a proper question, but they're not proper questions. They're just a blurge of Matt's warped brain. So, should we get into it? Oliver Payne says, Singapore or Australia, which is objectively better? It depends on what, innit? What are we looking for when we say objectively better? I thought they were both good. Australia was a lot colder at night, but obviously it's a lot further south. Singapore's pretty close to the equator, so it felt hot, really humid all the way through. So weather-wise, I'd probably have to go with Singapore. Nightlife-wise, probably again have to go with Singapore. The views around the centre of Singapore, amazing. I'll probably have to go with Singapore, actually. I think I think it just ticks too many yeses. So yeah, let's say Singapore for that one. Will I ever answer Matt's questions? If he ever writes a proper one, yes. Brian McD, do we know why Ethan and Levitt or others didn't go on a tour, especially if Levitt's now an international? No, I thought both would have gone on a tour, to be honest. I spoke to both of them early doors. Prior to going on the tour, Ethan said he was trying to get fit to go on the tour. I think he is fit, but obviously wasn't selected. Levitt, I wonder if because he went with Wales, they've decided, do you know what? Maybe let's not bother taking him on tour. Let's keep him held back just a little bit. I would expect both to debut this year, though. I think that would be fair. Do I think Lampard will come under the same lack of experience scrutiny as Ollie? No. Not until the wheels fall off, at least anyway, which I am sure they will fall off. Mitts, how many ladyboys did I meet on holiday? I think 0, but I do know Joe was on Tinder like a motherfucker, and he definitely found some ladyboys on Tinder. Defo signing Thiago says, do we really need someone like Pepe or Bruno based on the way Angel, Chong and Mason have played in pre-season? I would love Angel to be somewhere along the level of Bruno, but until he proves he can be, he isn't. I'm not sure Bruno is someone that we're going to get anyway, and I don't think we necessarily need one of those when they're going to just go into the rotation, probably start ahead of, but still go into the rotation with Sanchez, Mata and Lingard. I think you need to move those on or decide what's happening with those players before you bring in another one in that area. I would much rather assign another central midfielder that's going to start where we need someone, and a centre-half where we need someone, over players and positions that we're probably stacked in a little bit better. Norwegian Cunt says, when do you buy us beer? When you come down to the studio, the fridge is stocked up. You can definitely have a beer. Jaffa, finally getting my money's worth again. Is there any youth rumour to be going on loan other than Nish and Henderson? Nish isn't alone, he's gone. Do I think Chong could really do with one? Chong would be a one to think. I don't think Greenwood needs one. I think he could just play. Angel would be another one, but I think he'd probably have to sign a contract before you let him go and do that. Maybe someone like Garner. I think he would develop if he played at like championship level and was given 20, 30 games at that kind of level. Would I sign a right winger such as Pepe or just leave it to Greenwood? At this point, I'd be tempted to leave it. If we can get someone like a Bale on loan, I'd be interested in that. I wouldn't want to see us buy him. But yeah, I'm with you on that one. I think James has been bought to be like a backup. I certainly hope he's not been bought as a first choice because I don't think he's good enough. But I think he's got his uses. We need match winners. When you look at United teams of old that were successful, there were match winners all over the place. Who's our match winners? Is Tony Marshall a match winner? Is Mason Greenwood a match winner? Is Rashford a match winner? The answer is realistically not really. Paul Pogba's a match winner. Dybala might be a match winner. Bruno would be a match winner. Gareth Bale would be a match winner. There's not enough in our team, and that's why we're not a good team, because you don't have enough match winners. What do I think they were aiming for with the under-18s now? Chong, etc. have progressed. Will it be more of the same, trying to bring a group of 5 up together, or it be more of a Welbeck generation where they focus on one leading prospect? I don't know. I think they always try and have multiple prospects on the go and hope a few make it, but realistically there's only really even one making it every year is super unlikely. So the fact that we've got so many that are on the cusp of it, I think is only a good thing for United. there's a few players that people are very excited about. A couple of them haven't signed deals. I'm at invite only 18s tournament on Friday with United. I'm gonna try and get some notes down. I'll be doing a youth review on Thursday. It'll get uploaded, so keep an eye out for that one. Once I've done the youth review, I'll be going to that tournament on Friday, and then in a couple of weeks I'll do another youth review where I sort of preview the season and like what sort of 11 I expect us to play and all that sort of stuff. So I'll try and get some pictures and that from that game. Andrew Hadley says, with Ashley Young now hopefully becoming a squad player, do you think that De Gea has the necessary qualities and influence on the pitch to be given the captain's armband? If yes, then please explain why. If not, then who would I give it to and why? I don't think we've got a proper captain at the club. So it falls down on either a seniority or something along those lines. Can you give it Pogba when he very clearly wants away? Probably not. So you're looking at either Juan Mata, because he's looked up to by a lot of the squad. I think he's a phenomenal player in his day. I think he's on the decline now, but he is the sort of player that's got the qualities that you want. He's professional. He works hard. I think he has the fans at heart. I think he's got a lot of good qualities to be a leader. He's not in the same breath as Brian Robson, Roy Keane, Eric Cantona, players that are proper captains in my eyes of Manchester United, but now is Ashley Young. And neither of half the people that have won that captain's armband in recent years. So he's as good as anyone. Clayton says, was I gutted that Ethan didn't make the tour? Is he still injured or is he just not chosen? Will he get a chance this season? I think he will get an opportunity. I don't think he's injured. He's looked pretty decent from what I've seen on the under 23 matches that he's featured in. I hope he gets the opportunity. I don't know what you want me to do with these, Matt. I mean, they're so fucking long and they're just nonsense, aren't they? Ask me a proper question, man. I can't answer these. Dirthu says, is it a make or break year for Angel this year? Does he need serious minutes in a senior side to continue his development? Yes. When I saw the training session in Perth, you said I was impressed in the pressing drills as they were running. Do I think he can be a replacement for Lingard with his qualities on the ball and to find a pass like Mata around the box? I think he could put pressure on them, certainly. I mean, his ability on the ball is almost unrivaled. He's so fucking good on the ball. His lateral movement, his touches, his eye for a pass, long and short, the ability to put one around the corner. If you can get him on the ball in a game that you're going to dominate, Angel Gomez will win you matches. But he does need games to develop. He definitely stagnated over the last 18 months or so. He's had injuries. He's had issues with his contract, reasons he didn't play. Give the guy minutes. Watch him grow. What is it that seems to have changed between this preseason and, say, the last 4 years or so in terms of how fluid our front three looks? We've all seen how starved we've been of any movement in the final third under Jose and Van Gaal, meaning... Okay. Under Van Gaal had very strict instructions of where he wanted players to be, and then he wanted the ball to be passed around those positions. He didn't like the players running with the ball so much. And I don't think Ollie really gives a shit how the ball gets into the box as long as it gets into the box. Jose had crosses and long balls into the box. That's how he was quite direct with it. Ollie's direct, but he likes it played on the floor. I just think it's... I think it's a better style, if that makes sense. It's better for us. It's better suited to the players we have. And I think it's the reason why there's a couple of players that have been ostracised, like Marouane Fellaini. He hasn't got that intricate play, and that's why he's now in fucking China. Lukaku, he's not got the ability to have that intricate link-up play, and that's why he's going to be fucked off to Italy. Look at the players that are coming into the side and looking decent. Pereira, Fred's looked all right on the tour. Angel, Mata being moved centrally. We're trying to play football on the floor, and I think that, as you saw against Spurs, you saw against Inter Milan, you've seen in all the games that we've had so far, created chances. That's what it's all about. Do I know anything about Butt's new role? Yes. Apparently there's a little bit of it being bogus. It's a little bit like it's a nothing position, and Mike Phelan's kind of going to do some of it, I believe, is what I've heard. Sounds similar to director of football. Yeah, it kind of does. But it's not. Do I think Marshall has to produce the goods consistently this season to have a long-term future at the club? It's his 5th season. I think his first under LVG was still his best. I think you're probably right. And him and Marcus, unless we sign somebody else, are going to definitely have to up the goods. Otherwise, we're fucked. Them two are going to need to score 50 goals between them, and I'm not sure they can. Do we give Harold of House Maguire the armband when he shows up? I don't think he's captain material just yet, but I think he is more of a leader than what we've had previously. That's just not saying a lot. Your mum's house or the church of what's happening now? I would probably go with your mum's house. I think they have a better variety of conversation. Joey's is, I mean, it's good, but unless he has a real good guest, I'd just usually skip it if it's just him and Lee. Do I think 4-2-3-1 is going to be our main formation this season? I'd be shocked if it's not. Imagine spending all pre-season hammering one formation. Even when you make 11 subs, it's still the same formation, and then playing like 4-3-3 or something in season, or 3 at the back. How badly do we need another creative option in midfield? I would say we don't need a creative option. We need a combat option. We need a fucking Ratter. We need Ander Herrera is what we need. He'd be a brilliant signing for us. That's who we need. We need to replace Ander Herrera. Ideally in a starting 11 sense and not in a squad sense. And ditto for the slabhead incoming comment as well. Your opinion on Fred, does he have what it takes? What are his strengths? I think he's got a good range of passing. I think he's very neat and tidy. I think he's got a good touch. I worry about his concentration. I worry about him in our third. I worry about him defensively. If he can sort those things out, I think we'll be okay. With the way the transfers are going and how we are spending, do I think the Glazers are finally trying to sell? No. I think this is what they do. They try and appease us with one way. If you look at the signings, even Wan-Bissaka, even though he was definitely first choice and definitely a great signing, he's still a young prospect. There was a guy that got in touch with us 18 months ago, just as we were signing Sanchez, and it was someone from Mourinho's camp that wanted PR on behalf of Mourinho, which is fucked, man, when you think about it. And one of the things he was saying is, like, I'll give you transfer news in relation to if you do this, that, and the other. And what he asked me to do, I was already doing anyway. And I was like, well, I kind of already fucking do that, mate. So, you know, I'll listen to what you've got to say, but whatever. And he was saying that Mourinho wanted the likes of Danny Rose and Alderweireld. And the board was going, what about Sessegnon? And he was like, just give me another couple of windows of ready-made signings so I can improve this 11, and then I'll go with the young players. Then you look at who we've signed since. So last summer, we signed what? Lee Grant. Forget about that. Wasn't a real transfer. We signed Delo, and we signed Fred. Does Fred come in on the up-and-up category? Probably does. Delo definitely does. Dan James definitely does. Wan-Bissaka definitely does. So someone at the football club trying to put in a philosophy of signings over what the managers get. Now, as I'd heard earlier in the window, that Ollie was going to be offered a total overhaul, and then someone pulled the plug on that last minute and said, you're not getting a full overhaul. Is that evidence in the signings that we've made? I think it's starting to look like that. Thames, I know it's not a priority position whatsoever, but do you think Shaw will become a top left back? No. How much in love with Wan-Bissaka on a scale of 1 to 10 am I? I've forgotten what a right back was. About 12 at the moment. Swift93, if we do end up buying Maguire and Bruno, what do I think the next areas to focus on our next summer? Combative number 8. Hard bastard. Inferno, do I agree with the commonly accepted fact that the North is better than the South? If so, could I please state my reasons why? Because I have lived in the North and I have lived in the South. And the South is full of utter, selfish fucking weapons. On the whole, there's good people in the South. Like, I would have said to you, to a man, everyone I've ever fucking met from Essex is a fucking whopper. But then I was like, oh no, there's a lad that was in the army with, that was all right. But that was like one lad out of about 11 that was in the army with, that was from Essex, that was all right. The rest were the most annoying pricks in the world. Like, we used to share a, fucking hell, how many was there? About 18 men to a room. And there was this fucking double weird cunt called Curtis that lived in the very end bed on the left. And every morning when you'd be getting ready, put porn on. And be like, what are you doing? That's just not normal behaviour, is it? Like, you're not tugging one out. What are you doing? You're just watching porn in a room full of 18 dudes, you weird fuck. And that's my experience with people from Essex. Either that or getting shouted Millwall at by them. Which is, I know is not part of Essex, but the point stands. Not only that, gravy doesn't really fucking exist in the south, and is one of the finest inventions known to man. They call fucking muffins all sorts of weird shit down there. The north is just far superior, and it doesn't cost you fucking 3/4 of your wage to live somewhere that you're not fucking double happy with. Yes, the weather might not be as good, but you can always go on holiday. What? Shut up, you dick. Do I think the reason... Where is that one gone? Do I think the reason Fergie chose Moyes as a successor, besides being Scottish, is because he felt the Glazers were not going to spend the money and needed to fix the club and knew Moyes was good with working with a budget? Very likely. That might have also been when you think about what happened next with Louis van Gaal and the playing the youth, etc., that might have also been a factor in that one as well. Jose Mourinho was obviously trying a short-term fix to try and correct the course back to winning stuff, which ultimately didn't work. 10 biggest clubs in England. United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, Everton. How many is that? 7 or 8? I mean, it's probably going to have to be City, but that's a recent fucking occurrence, isn't it? Have we got 10 teams that you could legitimately call a big club? And you've got to have won a European trophy. I think that's an absolute fucking given. I don't know. Who gives a fuck? Leeds, says brother Omar in the background. Fuck off, Omar. Probably is Leeds. There's a couple of top historic clubs. I mean, Villa are obviously back in the big time now, but there's some fucking big clubs that are not in the big time. The likes of Nottingham Forest and that, which are fucking way bigger than Bournemouth are ever going to be. Way bigger than fucking City. They're just not as successful currently. Don't know if I'd ever put Newcastle in there. All these fucking pretenders that are one-town teams that think they're fucking big time. Leeds is another one of them. Where's your proper cities? Your Manchester and your Liverpools and London and Birmingham even, where they've got multiple clubs in one place. When you're fucking Leeds, where you're Leeds United, all right, where's Leeds City? You're a fucking big city, aren't you? Why have you only got one fucking poxy club? Newcastle. Where's Newcastle City? Or Villa? Newcastle Villa. Where the fuck are they? Sunderland fucking United, right? You can't... The North East is a fucking hotbed of football. It's not even a fucking lukewarm fucking blanket, let alone a hotbed. What an absolute overused fucking myth that is. The hotbed of football. Name me 3 good players in the last 30 fucking years to come out of the North fucking East of England. Lee Cattermole and Stuart Downing. Go fuck yourself. He's not come out in the last 30 years. Andy Carroll, you can fuck off and all. Oh, hotbed of football. You got 3 fucking shitholes with 1 fucking club in them each. You fucking can't support 2 clubs. Hotbed of football, my fucking hoop. There's more fucking actual professional football teams in Manchester, like in Greater Manchester, than there is in anywhere else in the world per capita. I think it's Manchester, Buenos Aires, and then I think London's got like a fucking right load as well, because it does. But there's also fucking tens of millions of cunts living there, and you don't want to live there. You'd rather live in Manchester. But when you think you got all the way down through divisions, you've got the likes of fucking Stockport, and Greater Manchester's got so many, probably too many football clubs. Like fucking think of Tameside alone Curzon Ashton, Ashton Albion, fucking Hyde and Mosley and Droylsden. What the fuck are all of those places doing with one team? And Newcastle's got fucking one. Fuck off. Thank you for watching. I'm out of here. See you in a bit.